I don't fully know, right? I haven't watched this video like that, so I don't really know. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. It is top 5 ways for men to become more attractive outside of appearance. I wanted to check this out. And like coming from a woman that septum ring, a goat tattoo on your chest. I mean, like, okay, great. Let's listen to this kind of woman. Let's listen to her. Let's see.
First out there to admit that there are far too many men that are way more confident when it comes to women than they should be. But on the flip side, I also feel like there are so many men out there who take a defeatist attitude and count themselves out earlier than they should. I feel like a lot of men think that they know what makes them attractive to women, but I feel like all of that information is misinformation because men will think like, oh, I need to be the hottest guy with a six pack. I need to have a big thing down there. And like so many women
Yo,
will be like, no, like that's not.
she literally has a split tongue. To be honest, it's like I would not take advice from a woman like this. Right? I would not take advice from a woman like this. Look at her. She's literally a full red flag. You know what type of man she's into.
The most important thing to me. I mean, think about how many times you've seen like a 10 out of 10 woman with like a mid-ass man, like at least aesthetically. Like I think that there are so many things that can make you attractive as a man that go above and beyond pure aesthetics, and that's
I want to talk about this, right? You always see this, right? Like, or I don't really see it, right? But they always say this: an attractive woman with a mid ass man. It is true that women can be attracted to other qualities, but here's the thing, okay? Personal opinion. When a woman that's highly attractive, Kenny, what's up, my brother? What's up? When a woman is highly attractive with a mid ass man, or even sometimes an ugly man, it is usually because, right, he has other qualities, but these qualities are he's a simp. Okay, he's a simp, or he goes overboard to please her. He goes overboard to please her. So he's probably, maybe, again, these are just very general observation, where if he's wealthy, if he has money, he spends a lot on her. He spends a lot on her. He goes overboard to please her. He goes overboard to please her. He does as much as possible to please her. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If that's what you're doing to get her, that's what you're doing to get her. But I've said this before, right? I've said this before. A lot of these men, a lot of these, mid-ass mid-ass men with like top tier women, you're not going to be able to sustain that. You're not going to be able to sustain that amount of, effort. Because a lot of men don't realize you have to keep that effort. If you're treating her like a princess, you better be treating her like a princess all her life. And a lot of men come to realize, shit, this is draining my pockets. This is draining my pockets. This is making me tired of shit. And guess what? Eventually, when you falter, she will leave you for the fucking Chad, right? She will leave you for the man she wants. She's actually attracted to. That's the shit. Because like these women are tired. Yes, I mean they're tired of dealing with the Chads, right? With the Tyrones. They get treated like shit by these men. I get it, but guess what? Now they're not attracted to you, but now they expect you to put in high amount of effort. And God forbid, right? God forbid you take your foot off of that pedal, right? God forbid you take your foot off of that gas pedal. She will fucking leave you on a dime. And that's the problem. A lot of these mid-ass men that goes with top tier women, right? That's the problem. And this is why, right? One of the advice from the, manosphere content men, give is that I'd rather go for a 5, a 6, than go for an 8 and a 9, right? Because here's the thing. I'd rather sacrifice how attractive she is for less of chaos, less of a headache. Okay? I want to know that I'm giving enough effort and she still wants me. She still loves me. Okay? I don't need to go bankrupt to like treat her like a queen, a princess, just for her to be with me. And I think that's the thing with a lot of us men. or a lot of men that's outside of manosphere content, right, don't understand. You should be able to give equal effort to each other, because I guarantee you, a lot of these relationships where these mid-ass men are with top tier women, they're not getting equal effort, right? That woman, that top tier woman, is probably doing shit for him. She's probably doing nothing for him. Maybe give him sex once a month, once, once in a blue moon, right? Because all she thinks is that I'm just your arm candy, right? That's what you get from me. And that's what a lot of men don't realize. Oh, that's it? That's all you're getting me? She probably doesn't give a shit about him. She probably barely knows him. It happens a lot.
That's what I'm here to talk to you about today. So here are the top 5 things that you can do to make yourself more attractive to women that have nothing to do with your appearance or your body. Before we get into it, I just want to talk to you a little bit about why I feel like I am qualified to give this advice. So, and you don't have to agree with this, but I am a conventionally attractive woman. I have done a lot of dating in my life. I have never had an issue getting dates, getting matches on dating apps, going out and meeting men. You don't have to find me personally attractive for that to be true, but that's just a fact of the matter. In terms of beauty standards and stuff like that, I'm doing all right. And so I have a lot of experience in this field. Secondly,
Omni, explain what you mean, right? Explain what you mean. The only one she's going to end up with is John.
I have a lot of girlfriends who are also similarly attractive that also do not have an issue getting dates and dating and also have a lot of experience in this field. And we often get together and talk about our dating experiences. So not only am I drawing from my own personal experiences, but I'm drawing from what other women with potentially different mindsets, different tastes, different preferences are thinking too. I basically have a lot of access to different perspectives and intimate.
I definitely agree, right? You can tell what type of man this woman goes out with. I doubt this advice she's giving is the type of men she dates. I doubt it. Oh, no, definitely, most definitely, right? Hot chicks with fade. Like, this is the problem, right? This is why, again, like Omni said, this is why good men, nice guys finish last. Because you get the attractive women, right, who ignore. She was an 8, she was a 9, right? When she was 25, 22, 24, whatever, right? She was she was like at top tier attraction. She ignored your ass, right? She got with the Chads and Tyrones. But now that she's 40, right? 40. She was a 9 then, but now she's like a 7 or a 6 now at 40. Oh, now she wants you, right? Now she settles for you. Yeah.
Points of view from other women who also have a lot of experience dating. And then lastly, to address the elephant in the room, I am an OnlyFans creator. I've been an OnlyFans creator for several years now, and you may be asking yourself, why?
No surprise there. Again, this is the stereotypical. You can see the trauma on her.
Why you would want to take dating advice from somebody with a job like mine. I mean, honestly, you can take it or you can leave it, but you clicked into this video. Obviously, you are probably curious about it. So let me just tell you a little bit about my approach to running my OnlyFans. So for me, I don't hire chatters. I run my page entirely on my own. And when you run an OnlyFans page entirely on your own, the capacity that you are able to market to your subscribers
She's a demon.
diminishes because I'm the only person doing my job. So even if I have hundreds or thousands of messages, I'm the only one who's able to go through them. So for me, it's not about making, $5 from 100 different people. It's about building a relationship with 5 people and having them each spend $20 on me. And through putting my focus on building closer relationships with my fans and my subscribers and my supporters, they talk to me more. They treat me more like a personal friend, more like a
her manager funded her sniffing habit and tattoo art. Omni, you're crazy.
Therapist than just a spicy content creator. So not only do I have my own insight, but I also get personal feedback about dating, life, relationships from men who treat me like their online therapist or somebody that they can talk to. And I feel like I have a very unique perspective when it comes to merging what women are thinking and what men are thinking. So again, you are free to not take this advice, but I do think I have a pretty good head on my shoulders, and just hear me out. I think
You know, Big Bar said it, right? Like she cares about people. She doesn't. Here's my thing, right? I think OF creators, she's an OF creator, yep. They are literally perpetuating the downfall of men. I've said this before, right? I'm gonna hold men accountable. Women and lust are men's biggest weakness. Women and lust are men's biggest weakness. So for her, she's indulging in one of men's biggest weakness. She's perpetuating. She's helped perpetuating. Now, I'm not putting onus on her. It's onus on these men that cannot fucking get out of that headspace. Okay? These men are fucking losers, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hold men accountable. You are a loser. A loser. Right? You are a loser if you are subscribing to a fucking woman's OF. I'm sorry. You are a loser. I mean, literally, you can get shit for free. You can get that shit for free. But no, oh, I need a girlfriend experience. Girlfriend experience? She doesn't give a shit about you. She doesn't give a shit about you. A while ago, right? A while ago, I did a video of there was a man who wanted to meet his OF an OF creator, right? An OF model that he loves, right? He spent $10,000, right, to meet her. $10,000 for a photo op and a hug. A photo op and a hug. He spent $10,000 for a photo op and a hug to meet this OF creator. That is it. That's what he got. $10,000, got a hug and a photo op. Man could have spent $200 and got some sex, right? So really, that shows you how much of an idiot you are. Yes, $10K for a hug and a photo op. That woman used that $10K to take her boyfriend out on her vacation. So that fucking loser ass simp just paid for another man, right? To have fun with his girlfriend, to have fun. That's what I'm saying. These men are losers. You could have used that $10K, right? You could have used that $10K to invest, to self-improve, right? To get fucking even. I don't even like therapy, right? I don't even like therapy, but you could use it to get a mentor. Get a fucking mentor. You could have used $10K to better yourself. But no, you're such a fucking loser. You're such a fucking loser that you wanted to meet your favorite OF creator, right? You want to meet your favorite OF creator to get a fucking hug and a picture with her. You are a fucking loser, right? Literally, you could have spent $10K and get an actual fake ass girlfriend, right? Plenty of women would accept $10K from you to, be an actual girl for whatever, right? At least you could get like some body, but no, you're such a fucking desperate ass loser, right? You just want to be close to this fucking woman that doesn't give a shit about you. So no, these men are fucking losers. Yo, Artie, what's up, my brother?
You will like what I have to say in this video. Okay, so without further ado, here are the top 5 ways that you can make yourself more attractive.
Alvy, my brother, I'm clutching my pearls. Are you kidding me, Alvy? Brother, I'm gonna hold, bro, I'm holding you, right? I mean, my brother, I can't believe you. I mean, I don't know. As your brother, right? As your brother, I'm as your brother, right? I love you. I said this. I love you. I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold you accountable, my brother. Cut that subscription out, right? Cut that subscription out, please. Right? No. These fake ass women don't deserve your $5 a month. Come on, brother.
As a man that have nothing.
I want to say that comes from love, right? That comes out from love, right? I'm not trying to belittle you. That comes from love. You are a loser, my brother, right? Or you were. You were a loser. Yeah, I'm
to do with physical appearance. Number one, and I see this a lot on my OnlyFans, is you need to learn how to be a better conversationalist. A lot of men come to my OnlyFans because they are bored and they just need somebody to talk to. And I cannot tell you how many times men have initiated conversations with me because they want to talk, only to be the driest conversationalists out there. Like, it's very obvious that they are searching for like human connection and they want to have a conversation because they're always the ones that DM me, hey, first. But then once we get into it, they just cannot keep the conversation going. And for me, like, messages, DMs, that's how I make the bulk of my money on OnlyFans.
I find this stupid, right? Let's play this out. Let's play this shit out, okay? You're saying to men don't know how to keep the conversation going. Okay. Hey, how's your day going so far? Pretty good. How about you? Oh, it's been good. Lots of B-day parties this weekend, and it's been a fun time. Up to anything fun lately? I wish. What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? Literally right there. This bitch is crazy. I'm saying this bitch is stupid. To have the audacity to say that men don't know how to keep the conversation going. I literally read it to you. Hey, how's your day going so far? Pretty good. How about you? Not much to work with. It's been good. Lots of B-day parties this weekend, and it's been a fun time. Up to anything fun lately? I wish. Bitch, how can any man keep the conversation going with that shit? You didn't even ask him anything. You didn't even, why was those birthday parties so fun, right? Or what did you do during those birthday parties? Literally, she gave him nothing to work with. The bitch said, oh, be a better conversationalist. Bitch, you were dry as fuck. You were dry as fuck. You didn't, right there. This is why I gave up, right? This is right here. What she's proving is why I gave up online dating. I'm done, right? I'm fucking tired of online dating. And this, I'm sorry, I don't usually call women out of their name, right? I don't. I'm sorry, right? So I'm going to preface that I'm sorry. I don't usually do this. But this is a bitch right here. This is a motherfucking bitch. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm raging. I'm raging out because I experienced this shit so much. I'm telling you, right? Literally, she gave him nothing to work with. I wish. Oh, well, what do you like to do for fun? I mean, like, come on. Hey there, how's it going? Good. You? Going pretty well. Just chilling and answering DMs right now while I have lunch. Nice. This one, he's weak, right? He's weak. So this is a thing where we gotta do things better.
Fans, like, I am a good conversationalist because that's my job. So the problem is most definitely not me. But you can see from these conversations, like, here I am asking them questions, trying to keep the conversation to a person. And so if they say something along the lines of like, oh, I don't know, I'm having a really tough week, I'm having an issue in class. And in an attempt to relate, you'll say something along the lines of, oh yeah, my class is really hard too, I really am not loving this professor. And then you go on and on about yourself, like, in an attempt to relate.
Oh wait, then maybe, okay, then you know what? I stand corrected. I'm sorry. Maybe I stand corrected. Maybe that was her, right? So then I agree, right? Fine. I think I stand corrected. Maybe she was the one on the right, like Evil Eddie said. She is a.
Again, you're centering yourself in the conversation. You're not engaging with what they're saying. You're just using what they're saying as a jumping off point to talk more about yourself. And that is a huge turnoff. I think women are really trained to be good listeners. And so it may come naturally to a lot of women to kind of ask questions in a conversation and a man come away from it being like, wow, she's a really great listener. I feel like we can talk about anything. And in reality, that anything is literally just her asking you questions and you not asking.
No, but then, okay, here's the thing where then I think, then let's say this. If she then I stand corrected. I correct myself. I stand corrected. Maybe I'm projecting, right? I'm projecting. I'm projecting. So I agree to that. So I own my fault. But what I say, right? It is true with what's happening to, and I don't know. Maybe it's just happening to me, but most of my conversation is like that. So I'm projecting onto her. My fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm projecting. So, but this is the point where be a better conversationalist, right? Like she said, be a better conversationalist. This is the problem where, yeah, I mean, again, it is, it's reverse. Yes, there's a lot of men, but here's the thing, right? Let me say this, right? Here's the thing that the men that are on doing that goes on OF, these are not the most. Let me say what the men that are going, and this is why her pool of men are pretty much bottom of the barrel men. I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry. Maybe not Alvy, right? Maybe not Alvy, but a lot of the men that she's dealing with are bottom of the barrel men. I'm sorry. So what I believe most men are experiencing is what she is experiencing, the reverse. So it's usually the men who are trying to make conversations, but it goes nowhere because she doesn't help, right? Women are not good conversationalists, or at least not in general, because here's the problem, right? It is her job. That's the thing, right? It's her job. I'm going to preface this. I'm sorry for my mistake in the beginning, right? My mistake. I'll own up to that. But again, what I believe is that this is the problem. It's her job. It is her job to make the conversation going, right? That's the difference. Where it's her job to make the conversation going with her clients. These are her clients. These are men that are paying for it. So she's making the extra effort. But the problem in the real world, right? In the dating world, the real world that men are dealing with, none of these women make that effort. At least because again, there's no incentive. For her, she's dealing with clients. Clients. So, of course, she is going to make the effort. While in the real world, a lot of these women don't care. They're not that attracted to you. So this is what a lot of men are experiencing, and why I was triggered. I'm gonna preface that I was triggered. Right. So I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I was triggered. You know, it is what it is. I was triggered. So, a lot of men, in my personal opinion, are experiencing the opposite. Experience what she is experiencing. So to say be better conversationalists, again, you cannot be a better conversationalist when it's just one way. And that's the problem. Men are not facing the problem, they need to be better conversationalists. No. It's that men are having conversation with people who don't put that effort in. I tried to, but I was being triggered. I get it. I was being triggered, and so that's why I wasn't critically thinking. So I hold myself accountable for that. I wasn't critically thinking. I assumed because I was putting myself in that shoe. So,
questions back and her just being a good listener. And that's a turn off. So that's a skill that you need to develop. I see it all the time on OnlyFans. Obviously, not every man is like this. Some men are really great engaging conversationalists already, but if you are having an issue keeping women interested in you, this may be one of those reasons. Now, the key to being a good conversationalist is not just asking questions, but genuinely caring about the answers that she gives. So, not just asking questions and then moving on to the next topic, like ask her a question, internalize her answer, remember it for later. Don't just ask questions to keep the conversation going. Ask questions in order to remember what she says and utilize it later on, whether that's the next time you meet her, whether that's later on in the conversation. Just make her feel heard. Make her feel like you're curious about her, and not just about what she does, but how she feels, how the things that she's talking about have impacted her life. Make her feel like you actually care about what she's saying. Not many men can truly make a woman feel heard. So if you can develop the ability to do that, you will really stand out. And the way to do this is just to practice. You don't have to practice by talking to women. You can do this with the people already in your life. You can do this with your friends, your family. Just be conscious about the space that you take up in a conversation and work on engaging them to want to share more with you. So that's number one. These next two things fall under the general umbrella of getting a life. And I say this with all of the love in my heart. One of the ways to make yourself more attractive is to get a fucking life. Number two on my list, get a hobby. Number three, develop close bonds with your friends. So getting a hobby. Choose a hobby based on what you are most passionate about. Don't choose a hobby based on what you think will make you the most attractive to women. Because see, here's the thing, you don't need to be a maximally attractive man, if that makes sense. Like if your hobby is video games and anime, then go do video games and anime. You don't need to like take up going to the gym or like reading feminist literature. Like you should do what you want and the right person will come to you. But I think getting a hobby is so important.
This is the thing where I said this, right? Gotta stop listening to women. You gotta stop listening to women. Because, first of all, be a better conversationalist, get a hobby. One, a lot of these geeks have hobbies, right? A lot of these men have hobbies. A lot of these men have geeky hobbies, okay? And then be a better conversationalist. It's absolutely ridiculous. Isaiah, what's up, my brother? Who's a devil worshipping 304? She is an OF model trying to give advice to men that are less attractive. But here's her problem. It is false, right? You will have to be attractive in some way. Attractive physically, right? Or attractive monetarily. You have to be attractive either physically or monetarily for any of these fucking advice to even work.
Because it gives your personality depth. Every single woman that I have talked to says that one of the most attractive things to them about a man is when he's able to talk passionately about something. When you are talking passionately about something that you truly care about, there is like a spark in your eyes and you can just feel the love and care in your voice when you talk about it. And that is so, so, so attractive. And it's also just important to have things outside of dating and outside of women that you care about and that bring you joy. And it just makes you more interesting. The second thing under this umbrella of getting a life, number 3 on my list, is developing close bonds with your friends. And by that, I mean you need to find people that you feel comfortable having deep emotional conversations with that aren't just the girl that you're dating. Get comfortable sharing your emotions, sharing your dreams, your thoughts, your hopes, your fears. Because here's the thing, good communication is a learned skill. It's not something that you are naturally born able to do well. It's something that you have to practice. Because the first thing is being honest with yourself about the way that you're feeling, the thoughts and the emotions that you're having, being able to recognize them instead of suppressing them and being able to meet them head on so that you can address them. And then the second thing is being able to communicate those feelings to another person so that they understand it. These are not things that you just grow up knowing how to do. And when you find a woman, you want to be able to already have those skills in place. She should not have to be the person to teach you these skills. When a man is a good communicator, is in touch with his feelings, and can communicate them, we know that he has done internal work on himself to make himself a better person, and that's attractive to us.
Okay. Trauma dump on us. This is the thing, right? I find this stupid. Because here's the thing where, yo, Black Pill, what's up, my brother? I find this stupid where I'm not saying that conventionally these are terrible advice. I just say it's unrealistic in the sense that it's not going to make a woman want you more. It's not. Because here's the thing where I've said this. If she doesn't find you attractive, right? At least physically or monetarily, she doesn't give a shit if you have friends. She doesn't give a shit if you have hobbies. Right? Let's say this, right? A lot of the geeky men, right? These incel men, even the incel men, right? They have other, friends, other geeky friends. Doesn't mean that these men are getting girls. They're not. So it's not really necessarily true that, okay, if I follow these advice from her, you're going to get a woman. No, that's not true. It's not really true. Now, I do say that you should do these for yourself, right? Better yourself. Again, it's her advice is not necessarily terrible, not necessarily a bad thing, right? So I'll give her credit for that. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I also say it's not foolproof, right? Because again, it doesn't necessarily solve the problem. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Because it doesn't solve the hurdle that you have to go over. It doesn't. And that's the problem a lot of men are feeling, because it is a growing percentage of men, of young men in particular. Young men are facing this a lot more, that they're not getting women. They're not able to get a girl, right? So a lot of these young men are experiencing this.
And the second reason that you want to develop close bonds with your friends is because, and this goes back to the whole umbrella of getting a life, like your romantic partner should not be your therapist. Your romantic partner should not be the only person that you feel like you can have a close conversation with. So having a support network that includes platonic friends that you feel you can truly connect with will not only give you the practice that you need to show potential mates and partners that you can be a good communicator, but it also alleviates a lot of potential emotional labor that would otherwise be dumped on your partner. And women can clock this, especially nowadays with the rhetoric going on about the emotional labor that women do. Like, it will be very obvious to women when you have done the internal work necessary to make yourself a good partner. I feel
I'm gonna eventually make a video about this emotional labor thing, right? That women constantly talk about. In my opinion, right? Men don't trauma dump on women. Men do not trauma dump on women, right? Most men are stoic. Most men don't share their feelings with women. So emotional labor, men are not expecting it from women. Men are not putting it out on women. So to be honest, that is, it's like men are not trauma dumping on women. They're not. So I also think it's ridiculous, and to find it kind of insane that women are the ones to try to pull out emotions from men.
feel like it's really not
Exactly.
appreciated enough how important it is to be your own person before you go out into like the dating world. Because here's the thing, and I'm speaking from personal experience here, dating a man whose entire life centers around you is exhausting. I feel like especially nowadays, TikTok, especially TikToks catered to women who are in the dating pool, like to say things like, "Oh, if he wanted to, he would. Like, I like my men obsessed with me. Like, he should be obsessed with you, blah, blah, blah." And, like, I think on one hand, it is very easy to digest this watered down content. And there is, like, a grain of truth in it, in that I feel like oftentimes you see men stray too far in the other direction where they don't give their partner or their date the amount of, prioritization and time and attention that they deserve. But on the other hand, if you give her too much, if you put yourself on a pedestal, if you don't have any hobbies and you don't have any friends, and then you meet somebody and you only do things together and she's the only person that you feel like you can have a deep conversation with, like, that will get very exhausting for her. It is, and this is where I'm speaking from personal experience, like, I dated a man once who was so obsessed with me, where my friends became his friends. He did not have any friends that were not already my friends first. We did everything together. I traveled a lot, and when we were away, he was so depressed. He didn't know what to do with himself, and it was exhausting for me. I felt suffocated. I felt like this man is nothing without me. He won't let himself be anything without me. And not only was that exhausting and suffocating for me, but it also made me less attracted to him, because I was like, what do I even like this man for? Like, I want to like somebody for who they are as a person, and not just the fact that they will drop anything and everything to do whatever I want and center their entire lives around me. You know, like I want to be loved and to be appreciated and to be enjoyed because I am one of the best things in your life, not because I'm the only thing in your life. And this, I don't think this is going to hit for every single person. Like, I think this is one of those things.
Here's the thing where I find it women, I find it hard, or this is maybe what would I say, the delusion a lot of times with women. It is hard because women want the sweet spot, right? Women constantly want the sweet spot. I want him not too detached, but I want him not too obsessed. I mean, like, that's the problem, right? Women want, I've said this before, the problem that women want perfection, right? Women want perfection. You can't be too attached to me, but you can't be too obsessed with me, right? I mean, you can't be too detached from me. You can't be too obsessed with me. Women constantly want that sweet spot, and it's like, you can't always have it your way. It's not, life is not that easy. And this is why a lot of women are finding it hard, where women want the most rare ass man. She wants the most rare ass man out there, which is honestly why women are constantly having trouble in the dating market. They're constantly having trouble in the dating market. Okay? And here's the thing, right? Even when they find that type of man who's not too obsessed with you, not too detached from you, they probably find other reasons why she doesn't want him. It happens so much. I've said this before. Whatever man a woman wants, whatever he wants, right? Even if she wants that sweet spot kind of man, she can find him. But the problem is, she'll probably find other red flags in him, right? He's not attractive enough. He's not wealthy enough, right? So that is the problem why women will always find ways to disqualify men, especially if she's not attracted to him.
Where you really have to be honest with yourself about whether you just want somebody to pass the time, whether you just want like a situationship, or maybe just somebody to have a little bit of fun with, or if you are really trying to attract the right type of person for you and put out the energy that you know is going to bring you back the right type of person. And I think this is one of those things where if you are looking for a genuine connection to somebody that is not going to be codependent, that's not going to be toxic, this is one of those things that I really, really think that you need to prioritize. Alrighty, number 4, and you guys are not going to like me for this one, but it is the truth and I am going to say it. You need to find yourself a good career. And by good career, I don't necessarily mean one that is like super high paying or very like prestigious or whatever. I mean good career in the sense that it is something that can consistently pay the bills for you and then some, like you have money to go out and do fun recreational things, and also something that you feel like you can talk about without sounding like you hate your job. Because here are 2 truths that you probably will not want to hear. Number 1 is that most women do find it attractive when men have a little bit of extra money to spend on them, whether that is surprising them with flowers or taking them out on a date to a restaurant that they've been wanting to try, or buying her a cute little gift because you were out shopping and you saw something that reminded you of her. Having enough disposable income.
It still ends out with money. It still ends out with money. You are an OF creator. You have money. This is, I said, literally, this woman proves it right. I've said this before, why women's money means nothing, right? Women making money means nothing because at the end of the day, she still expects you to pay. At the end of the day, she still expects you to pay. That is it. It still turns into money.
To where you don't make your partner feel like you're struggling is attractive. It is. And the second thing that is true is that hating your job is not attractive to a lot of women because it makes us feel like you don't have your life together. There's nothing wrong with having a job that you know is not going to be permanent and you're only in it for the paycheck at this stage in your life. But to also hate that job, it can come off as like, you know, you're grown, you've had so many years of your life to...
Yeah, I mean, like Isaiah, you said it, right? No surprise, she circles back to it. Because here's the thing where I've said this before, okay? I think all men need to learn three things. Three things, okay? Saving, budgeting, investing. Saving, budgeting, and investing, okay? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean what kind of job. In my honest opinion, if you can learn these three things properly, it doesn't necessarily matter, right? But it depends on your age, right? It depends on your age, right? Okay, if you like, let's say work at McDonald's at 21, right? 21, you're young. Work at McDonald's or work at something Amazon warehouse, whatever. But if you learn these three things, right? Even if you work at Amazon warehouse at 21, you'll still be able to gain financial freedom, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, you can still be able to gain financial freedom if you learn the three things: saving, budgeting, and investing. Now, three tenets. You could even hate your fucking job, right? You could even hate your job. I've said this before. My yearly earnings is little bit over 40K. 40K a year. That's fucking nothing, right? 40K a year is nothing. And even with that, with that small amount, I have gained over 6 figures of net worth. 6 figures of net worth. It is because you have to learn these tenets. You have to be able to sacrifice. You have to be able to be disciplined. Right? That is the thing. So, no, I mean, if you love your job, great. But if you don't, it doesn't matter. It's just a funnel, right, of money. But you need to learn the three things.
Get your shit together to find something that you don't hate that can pay the bills. And if you're not at that point, at least to a certain subgroup of women, that is not negligible.
Oh, definitely. Like, that's the thing, right? During the time where I'm gaining that 6-figure net worth, I stopped dating, right? I've stopped dating. I've stopped spending. I mean, one of the things, right? One of the things is spending money on women has been a detriment. You couldn't save, right? You couldn't save. You couldn't, but that's the thing. So be frugal. Don't spend money on women that, cares about your money.
It can come off as like, I did not try hard enough with this. I don't have my shit together at this grown age. And giving off the implication that you don't have your shit together at this grown age, it can be.
I also find it funny. An OF model, right? That is making money off of these losers, telling these losers to find a good job. You are literally, right? Literally making money by just selling your body. The most bottom of the barrel trait a woman can do, right? So I find it hilarious that's what she's telling people to find a good career. You are an OF model, making money off of these losers, right? I find it absolutely hilarious.
Turn off. I think personally, it's more important to have a job that can pay the bills and give you a little bit of extra spending money than it is to actually like your job. But you do need to have the ability to talk about your job in a mature way. Even if it's like, yeah, like I bartend, the hours are kind of crazy, but I get to meet new people and it pays the bills. Like, as long as you can say something about your job that's not like, ugh, I have to go into the bar again and deal with all of these rude customers and I hate it. Like, it's not a good look for you. Basically, what I'm saying is get yourself a job that pays you enough to live a life that you are happy with. If you don't have that, that can be a turn off. The final way that you can make yourself more attractive as a man that has nothing to do with appearance, number 5 on my list, probably one of the most important because I feel like it brings everything together, is stop reeking of desperation. I don't know how else to explain this, but pretty women, baddies, women that are used to being pursued by men will get it. There's a certain vibe that a man gives off when he is desperate to find somebody, when it's really clear that he really, really, really wants you, or he really, really wants to find that sort of romantic connection. There's just like an aura of desperation around the way that he acts, talks, interacts with people that is just a huge, huge turnoff. And most of the time, it is never anything overt that betrays his desperation. It's more so like a subtle thing that you as a man probably can't even control or aren't even aware of. But it's there and we can sense it and we hate it. Instead, the vibe that you want to give is, I'm interested in you, but I'm not going to be torn up.
That's true. Every dude she talks to is desperate, right? Every dude she's talked to is desperate. This is a thing where I find it a bit, now, I've said this before, right? What she's saying is not necessarily off, right? What she's saying is not necessarily off. But what she's saying doesn't really work, right? It doesn't really work in the sense that it's not going to make her attracted to you, right? Let's say hypothetically, a mid-ass man, do all the shit she said, right? Do all the shit she says. That's not going to help you with her. That's not going to help you get this woman, or get women that maybe looks like her, or get women that are baddies and shit like that. And in my opinion, men shouldn't, personal opinion, right? Men shouldn't even desire, or men shouldn't even want to actually get with women like this, in my opinion. Because again, women like this will only bring you chaos. Women like this will only bring you chaos. So I feel like, now, again, what she's saying is not off, right? It's not necessarily off. I'm not saying that. I just find it, what would I say? I find it off in the sense that it's coming from her is rich, right? I say it coming from her is rich because at the end of the day, it's not going to make like these mid-ass men get badass women. No, not really. It definitely would, affect her clients to make them, I guess, better to talk to.
If you don't feel the same way about me. So how do you make sure that you're giving off that vibe and not a desperate vibe? Unfortunately, there is no way really to fake it. I think that,
because why do I say this, right? Because this is the problem. There are men out there, good-looking men, with no job at all, and they get women, right? That's the thing where let's play this list, right? We play this list, and I've seen, and women have proven it, right? I have a catalog of videos, hundreds of videos. We have men that, barely say shit to women, still get women, right? Because they're good looking. We have men that really don't have much hobbies, still get women because they're good looking. We have men that, honestly, don't really have close bonds with other men, but still get women. We have men that don't even have a job, still get women because they're good looking. We have men that, wants sex very badly, but still get women because they're good looking. So at the end of the day, in my honest opinion, now these are not terrible advice. I'm not saying they're terrible advice. I'm saying that if you cannot get over the hurdle, right? The hurdle that she's attracted to you, either in financially or physically, right? If she's not attracted to you financially or physically, even if you have these traits, it won't help. Okay? It won't help. At least not for top tier women, right? So really, these traits won't help. Now, maybe if you want to get a woman that's, maybe closer to your level, okay, right? These are not terrible things to listen to. But in my opinion, even women that are 4s, 5s, and 6, they are becoming egotistical, right? A lot. I've said this before. We have an epidemic of average ass women that think that they themselves are 8s, 9s, and 10s. How many times do you hear it? I've seen so many fat ass women thinking that they're 10s. Fat ass women thinking that they're 10s. So we're having a problem, even if average men, right? Mid-tier men, maybe some 4s, some 5s, right? Who can follow these lists, they're looked down upon because they're viewed as ugly. So again, even if you can follow these things, it still probably won't work. It'll still be hard because one, you're not gonna get top tier women. Two, even the average ass women think that they are baddies themselves. I've seen it so many times. Average ass women thinking that they're baddies. So they're average, they're, nothing special, but they have the attitudes of baddies. Right? They have the attitudes of top tier women. So you don't even get a chance with these average ass women. Okay? Especially if they don't find you physically or monetarily attractive.
The only surefire way to not reek of desperation is to do everything that I just told you. Numbers 1 through 4.
Oh, exactly. Yo, like Alvy said, bums get more cheeks than me. Exactly. And I'm not trying to be black pill or anything. Because yes, you can get a woman. You can get women, but it's just harder. Okay? Women have made the dating scene so much harder. And that's the problem. Okay? Women have made dating so much harder. You have to be damn near fucking perfect to date average ass women. That is insane to me. You have to be damn near perfect to date average ass women. That is fucking mind-boggling. Right?
On my list. Fill your life with hobbies that you enjoy. Find friends that you feel safe enough to be close to. Get yourself a job that can give you a life that you're happy with. Be a good conversationalist. Be good at connecting with people. Basically, build a full and happy life that does not include a romantic partner. And once you can show yourself this to the point where you experience it and feel it and believe it deep down in your heart, any air of desperation that you could potentially give off when interacting with a date or another woman or somebody that you're interested in, that will be gone. And not only will you not reek of desperation, which is a huge turnoff, but you will come to her with a full life, something to offer, something that you can add to her life. It's not just about, oh, I would treat you so well. I
gotta admit, that goat tattoo is fucking ugly, right? I swear to God, that goat tattoo is fucking ugly. It really is. And she has but no surprise, right? She has a split tongue. She has a split tongue. So it's kind of ridiculous. It really is. I mean, come on. But I give her credit, right? I'm not bashing her. I give her credit. The thing she says is not off, right? I don't say the thing she says is off. I'm saying that, you know what? Even if you have all these categories, right? Even if you could check off all these categories, it still doesn't mean that you'll get a woman. It still doesn't mean that you get a woman. So I think that doesn't mean nothing, right? Because we have a problem with dating market where women expect a man to have almost everything she wants on a list, right? He has to be damn near perfect to get with an average ass woman.
I would do anything for you. It's, look, I have these hobbies, these passions, I have good communication skills, and I can provide for you. Maybe not like fully, but you know what? Find me a woman that doesn't like being surprised with cute little gifts. And you actually will have something to offer her. So those are my top 5 tips for making yourself a more attractive man that have nothing to do with physical appearance. And I think potentially a lot of you might be very disappointed to realize that there is no shortcut. There's no hack, there's no quick fix to making yourself a more attractive person, a more attractive dating option. And it actually involves real work on yourself and self-improvement. But that is the truth of it.
But here's the thing, right? I don't disagree with her, but this is the problem, right? This is the problem with a lot of these women that they don't realize, right? So let's say you have to improve yourself in look wise. So imagine this. let's say hypothetically, a man is good looking. Now he has all these traits that she just named off, right? He's good looking, has all these traits, and has the financial stability, has the financial qualities that women have. So essentially, he's top tier man. He's a top tier man, right? He's a top 20% man. So now this man is rare. Now this man is top tier. And then you're surprised that this man doesn't want to settle down with you. Now you're surprised that this man doesn't want to commit to you. Now you're surprised that this man who is top tier, now he has all the things she listed, plus looks and money. You're surprised that this man wants to play the field. You're surprised that he wants to have sex with you, have sex with her, right? Be with all these women. You're surprised that this man, you're surprised that this man wants to play the field, doesn't want to commit to you, doesn't want to be a monogamous relationship with you, right? You're surprised. And here's also the thing where all her whole list thing, not a single one about morality, right? Character, right? Morality and character, right? She didn't say any of that. She didn't say his principles. She didn't say how he treats, the type of man he is. So again, I guarantee you, top tier men, right? The top 20% of men are good talkers. They have hobbies. They have, close friend, a male group of friends. They have a good career. They're not desperate for women. Guess what? The Chads and Tyrones, they play these women. They use these women as cum dumpsters, right? As pump and dumps. So literally, women want average men to turn into the players, the bad boys, the Chads and Tyrones. Great, right? At the end of the day, you still go for shallow values, exactly, right? You still go for top 20% of men. That is it. No surprise there. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's Asian, right? Either Asian, I'm pretty sure she's Asian, right? She looks Asian, so. What do you guys think? Again, I wanted to say that. I mean, I know I went overboard in the beginning because I got triggered. So I want to preference that I was projecting. I want to say that. I want to own up to my mistake because it was my mistake. So I want to end out with that. But what do you guys think? And I also want to say her advice is not a bad thing. But again, women, I always find it funny that women don't ever talk about his morality, who he is, his character, because honestly, women don't think about that, right? Women don't think about that. So